had been in a relationship for a long time that I felt like I stayed in too long. And that's kind of what we started talking about. And I was like, I feel like I owe this person an apology. And Luke had the idea, or he had the title, I hope you're happy now. And he was like, what if we play it on both characters? And Jonathan just kind of started playing that groove, and that like first verse just started to like fall out of my mouth. And it almost felt like, to me, I needed to say it.
We were just able to flip that hook on its head, and it made for a really great title for a duet. And I think we got, verse, chorus that day. And then me and Jonathan and Randy got up later at my house, I believe, and kind of put the finishing touches on that thing and sent it to her. And we're like, hey, is this like something that you're in? Like, do you like the direction of this thing? And she was real happy with it. So I was real excited.
Next thing I know, like I was like, man, this song feels like, to me, like it just felt right. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like Kentucky. That's what I always kind of revert back to, is it just felt like a melody that felt like the music that I grew up on. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, wow, Randy knows the guy that this song is about. So Randy is singing, or is writing this part that was, I guess, Luke's part, from the perspective of actually knowing this person. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to like address this. And it's funny because I think I read in a Billboard article, I read it, and it was like, you realized as you were writing from the perspective of this person who this was.
Yeah, no, and it was funny because like you said, it clicked like day of. Like we were sitting there and it's like, I went, oh, I know this guy. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those. And so, but talking about like writing like a 90s country duet even, and like what I love most about this tune is the hook. I hope you're happy now means two totally different things.
Yes.
To each person singing the duet, which if you think about it, I think that's really hard to do. And it was like, it doesn't happen that naturally. You know what I mean? And so like, that's my favorite part of the whole song, is like, you get that flip that like, there's one person saying it with like, hey, I truly do hope you're happy now. And the other one's saying it with like this kind of angsty remorse where it's like, hey, I hope you're happy now. And that's my favorite part of the whole song, and that's what makes it such a killer duet to me.
Which I think was why there was 3 songwriting sessions and not 1 3-hour songwriting session. I mean, I think we poured over that for a long time, and Luke kind of had the idea, if I remember correctly. He was like, no, specific, because we were trying to go, no, they can just both be happy because we're, we want a song on the radio, can't they just both be happy?
Everybody's
he's like, no. He's like, think about this. He's like, me and Carly are in, if we were in a real relationship, which, for the sake of the song, they are. They go, I say, it's not going to work out that way for me, guys.
This is really my story. And I think when they're your stories, fans don't even know what they're giving you back. They don't realize that them being vulnerable with you makes you realize that you're not alone as well. Even though they're telling me I'm not alone, like you make me feel like I'm not alone. They're also doing that for me. I've had people come to me and tell me they broke off engagements, they got divorced, they stopped relationships because they now knew that it was okay to let somebody go because they knew in their heart that it wasn't right. I've had other people tell me it was like the song that got them through whatever breakup they had. And it's just been really therapeutic. Like country music, I think, does it so well. We're just the vessel for it. So it oddly allowed me in another way to close that chapter and understand that it was okay.
I more or less just feel like overly blessed to be a part of something that has, like I said, it's taken on a life of its own. It's this thing that, I look at and it's like, man, that's really cool. But I also I feel like I have this seat from far back, just kind of watching it do its thing,
Luke and I actually announced a lot of the CMA nominees, and we were both sitting in the Grand Ole Opry while they did the rest of the nominees. And when they called out Song of the Year, and strictly just as a songwriter, that I turned around to him, and it was just this moment of like, if I would have never reached out to you, if I would have never just went in there and been like, hey guys, I really hurt somebody and I feel really bad about it, but I want to apologize. Like, just the stars aligned to now be able to say, I had a song and like a story that impacted people worthy of something that I've dreamt of my entire life, which is the CMAs. And just to be recognized as just to think that your story was impactful is really something that I'll never fully comprehend.